Today's February 20, and for today's torture, when I was making, I was cooking Indian Chinese food, and so these people, when I was making Chinese rice, I already knew my hubby doesn't eat, he doesn't eat rice in general as much. And I know that he doesn't eat like this Indian Chinese rice anyways as much. I just made it a little bit, he does taste a little bit, but that's about it. He's not like, he doesn't eat, right? Not even in restaurants, not as much. So these people already knew, and so now they wanted to make issue about it. So I was, like I said, I always watch the videos on YouTube while I'm cooking, but I have my earbuds on. So very first, the torture they give is the moment I put the earbuds on, they give one click on the right side of my earbuds, like, oh, don't use earbuds. That's the first thing they do. They always do. They've been doing for past 2 years now, non-stop, every single day. And every single time I wear, they always do it. Then the moment the rice was done, they drained out the right side of the battery. So that was the first thing they started to make issue about it. Then when I went to serve my hubby the entire, food, and they gave me a little bit of poking, very subtle poking pain in my abdomen. And then they also gave me a shooting needle pain in my rectum. Then when my hubby was done and he came down, because he was upstairs and I served food upstairs, and then when he came down, he left the tray on the counter and I was washing the plates already. So here I'm washing the plates. Here is the counter, this side. So he placed the plate here and he was still standing here. So I was looking in this direction. So these people thought I'm looking at the tray, but I was looking at him. So my attention wasn't at the tray. So they immediately, when I looked like this, they immediately gave me shooting needle pain in my rectum. So I knew that, and at that moment, I was just telling him to, he likes to, snack on nuts. So I'm like, the nuts are on the dining table. That's all I said. And I started to wash. And then when I went to grab the tray, I noticed, so he has left some rice there, right? Which I already knew, but because I was going upstairs, I just try to fill a little more. That way, if just in case he needs more, he doesn't have to come down. But I knew that he will even leave a lot of rice from there because I know how much he eats. I know his appetite and his likeness for the rice especially. So just because he left, like I said, if he leaves something in his plate, that's it. These people want to make issue about it. And so they started to give me electric shock on the right side of my head. First they gave me shooting needle pain in my rectum. And then when I was washing that, the wok where I made, they gave me electric shock, and then they just 2-3 times they gave me. And then I was washing the spatula, and then they again gave me, and then even for the paneer that I'd cooked, the Indo-Chinese like style, they had to make issue, and they again gave me shooting needle pain in my rectum along with electric shock. So yeah, they kept giving, but I know the reason why they're doing it. So it's not because I'm thinking in my mind, oh, now they're doing this, now they're doing this, now they give me electric shock on the right side of my head when I went to wash that utensil. Then when I'm taking out the trash, I'm still thinking in my mind, oh, what all I need to record, because I have to record it, right? So even at that thought, they will keep giving me electric shock on the right side of my head. So you see, the thing is going on right from where I finished the rice, from draining out the right side of the earbud battery to giving me the abdomen pain. Just twice they gave. Then they gave me shooting needle pain in my rectum. Then they gave me electric shock, which they continued even while I was, taking out the trash and all, because I'm still thinking in my mind what all I need to do, right? So this BS is going on. They want to make issue, so they make issue. Even yesterday, like I said, for a simple Indian dish that I cook, that I've been cooking for past 12 years, if they want to make issue, no, you don't make this. Doesn't matter. Your hubby likes it. It doesn't matter. I like it. But you don't cook that food, that particular dish. We don't want you to cook that. That's it. And so they started to give me shooting needle pain in my rectum. Now I said, all these watchers, all these people, Illuminati and Freemasonic people, they work in shifts. So somebody else was at night yesterday who was absolutely evil devil, whoever was watching me. So they started to make issue because just before the dinner that I was to make, I had recorded the video where I said that, since past 3-4 days, ever since I'm reading this montauk.net, they've lessened much of the heavy targeting that they were doing. But even in morning when I was just thinking about, I just woke up, but I was still in my bed, and I'm just thinking about, because yesterday I was watching all these Christian movies and all the prophecies, and how they were saying that the Antichrist spirit will, no, the Satan spirit will come into this Antichrist. He will be resurrected, and then he will just rule for 7 years. I'm like, so past 1940s, 1940, whenever, these people have been planning to have their Antichrist come on the scene, and then just rule for next 7 years, and then Jesus Christ will come and just get rid of them. And then I was thinking, in the movie also they keep showing that, how they like in the movie Nope, which is anti-Illuminati movie, NOPE, Nope movie, they at the last they show a one-eye people. There's a one-eye person. It's not really a person in the thing. It's like a balloon, one-eye balloon thing that kills the angel who comes. So who's this angel? It's going to be coming of Jesus Christ and his angels. So I'm like, how come these people are so confident that they will kill? And today Almas Jacob came up with a video where he was showing that. So I'm thinking all this in the morning, and then in the afternoon I saw a video of him that he was showing that in 2019 there was a movie where they showed there's this boy who calls himself Logos, and Logos means word of God in Greek. And so he's like, I'm mortal. So Almas Jacob was saying that the boy was saying that he, in the sense, God is mortal. So when he'll come down on earth, these Illuminati people, this Lucifer and all, they will kill, Antichrist will kill Jesus Christ. That is what he was trying to imply. And that is what even I was thinking, that how come these people are so confident that they continuously worship their Lucifer in all their Grammy awards, in the movies, they continuously show all this, and they roam like as if nothing is going to touch them. But yeah, they do go about unity and unite and one world religion, and all that is still going on. So are they so confident that they are going to win and they will defeat Jesus Christ, and then they will rule here on this earth for, I don't know, 1,000 years, whatever years, I don't know. But I was just thinking that, and the ambulance sirens just started. It was like early 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. So I wanted to show you this, what these people, basically when they do all these mind programming of me, lot of mind control, don't do this, don't do that, that BS, it's coming right from here. What about military abductions? Now, the secret government's military factions regularly abduct people for a wide variety of uses, working under alien means gene and demons. There is nothing like aliens, and using their technology. These uses are too numerous and complex to mention in detail, but include mind control programs. So these mind control programs is the same thing that they've been doing with me, to mentally torture, to basically it's a slave programming of me. Oh, you don't do this, you don't speak like that, you don't cook this, you don't wear this, you don't do this, and you don't do it. It's continuous. That has been going on ever since they took over my body. Because even like I was sitting here, and in some way, if I'm sitting, they'll start like doing something in my vagina where it gives this little bit of seducing kind of feeling. Somebody's like seducing. So it's very hard for me to even explain all these things, but zapping is different. When they zap, it hurts. That is different. And this is like more like seducing kind of thing. So even that they want to control. So initially they used to do all these mind control programs with a lot of the weird insect activities, which now they've stopped. But yeah, even with the cuts, I've shown many videos where they used to give me all these cuts. Let's see if the cut is still here. That they had, yeah, that they had given me. It was right here. I don't know if you can see that cut. Let me see. Oh wait. I don't know. Okay, I did record in my other video. When it was fresh, I did record it, but I don't know why it's not showing. Yeah, it's like right there. But anyways, even if you see this cut right here, that cut is also being given by these very people. They cut things because, you know. Oh, and the other thing they did today was when I was you know, even washing the container, it had a little bit of fungus in there, you know. So I didn't realize, and it was the container was at the back of the fridge, and I took it out today, and so I've noticed there was a bit of fungus, and so I first removed everything. And I was just washing with the soap, and yet again these people want to make issue, and so they started to give me electric shock on the right side of my head. Okay. So like I said, they want to make issue about everything, right? Oh, this is not disinfected properly, or this is not, oh, you touched here, this is bad, you know, you touched here, you touched that, oh, this is bad, now you're touching your food, or you're touching some container, and they'll have ambulance siren, or they'll have electric shocks, and this and that. So that will just go on and on, you know. So that is the same thing, the mind control program that they've done on me for so many years. Genetics research project, and not to forget this crystal clear guy, he's whom I had hired to wash my windows. First of all, I never gave my hubby's email to that guy, and now he was sending invoice after 3-4 years after the thing was done, because he never sent me an invoice. And when I was going to give some, you know, to pay the money for the cleaning of windows, the guy who was cleaning, he said that, oh, he will not accept debit, credit, or check, or nothing. The main owner will send me invoice. But that now that owner, I was just into my normal life, and whenever I receive any bills, I just go ahead and pay it. I don't keep a track of everything. So I might have forgotten, and he never sent me an email or invoice. So, and then, you know, at the back of the head, sometimes after a long time, it just probably struck to me. I'm like, oh, didn't this guy send me an invoice and something? But because these people are reading my thoughts, so now what these Illuminati, these military people did, the CIA, FBI, military people, they just gave my email to this crystal clear guy, my hubby's email, whom I never give to anybody. So who gave it to him? That's a big question. Some gene and demons went and gave it. It's obviously CIA, military, DARPA, all these people. And then he sends invoice, and then after a few months he sends an email saying that, oh, thanks for being a guinea pig for our experiment. Who sends like this? Who talks like this? Which business talks to their customer like this? Right? So obviously we know that he is in on this, that entire business is in on this mind control program, because even the other company, it's our internet company, the username that I used, no, the password that they had used, they had given me the password, right? And for the Wi-Fi router thing, I think, and that was matching my username. How is that possible? How is that possible? Obviously, they were trying to tell me, unless their mind is hacked, as Yuval Noah Harari says, just to synchronize everything, as CIA guy says, they can do improbable synchronizations. And this is what the same guy says, that these aliens, these gene and demons, they tweak the past so that something here and there, little future, could be changed in a way to synchronize everything. And this is exactly what the CIA guys, Robert Duncan was saying, that they can do improbable synchronizations. Now look, and the use of physically sensitive people like me for remote viewing and psychic assassination or remote influencing purpose. Due to their limited but existent hyperdimensional technology, these military factions can covertly abduct people during sleep by beaming them out of their local space and time through portals and into military bases. These abductees are tortured via electroshock to create split personalities. Now, in my case, I'm electroshocked, but um, not in their bases, not as an abductee, but remotely it is being done. And he also talks about alien implants. So what is alien implants? It's nothing but witchcraft and voodoo, where they put the aliens, means jinn and demons, where they invoke these jinn and demon, all these negative spirits, and they put it in, and it is inside me. I can tell because I still get these burps that are like pig burps, and it's not really mine. It's very weird. It's not a regular burp that a human being gets, and it's very weird even for me to explain how it's happening. So when I saw once I met a spiritual person, like who cleanses the house and gets rid of these negative entities. So that person was saying that she meditated on me, and she was saying that how my underwear and was used, and somehow the pig's tongue was used along with it. I'm not sure how these people do witchcraft and all that, but I heard they do animal sacrifices. And especially even in the, if you watch Devil in Ohio, they do show that how they kill pigs during their rituals. So they use, I think they use pigs a lot for their killings, and any animal they might be using, but I have heard and I've seen about pigs. So anyway, so she did say, and yeah, these people had given me all these sexual rape in my dreams. Rape meaning rape, yes, somebody's raping me, and it was mostly like my own family member, which was so disgusting. I mean, only an evil person will think about it. Okay, somebody has to be absolute evil to even think about that thing, and when I even talk about it, it feels so disgusting. Like I said, that even when I was just sleeping, I had to share a bed with my aunt in when I was in Canada at my brother's place. She's almost 60, 70 years old. She has had vertigo, she has dementia, she has kind of Alzheimer's kind of thing. She forgets. She's very old, and it's just we were so many people in the house that we had to I had to share that. It's such a small bed. It was my niece's bed, and she's not even in her teens, so the bed is small. It's almost like full-size bed, and I had to share, and I couldn't sleep the entire night. But whatever the little bit sleep that I got in between, these people had to give me dream about a lesbian. Okay, like, and the person they took to give me that dream was, she was known as a tomboy in my college. So she was my roommate in college in India, and they took her, and as if she was running after me to get close to me, and I'm running away from her. That is what they were showing in the dream. But this is how they were trying to show lesbian thing. Why? Because, oh, now I'm sleeping with my aunt who is 60s, who is 70 years, or she's around 70 years old, and has all these dementia and vertigo and all kind of problems. But this is what these people do. Just imagine their evil mind. Now, so that is their mind control program, okay? But you can imagine that where the mental torture then comes from. And they used to do all this a lot. They used to do all this. Then they do this split personality and install self-destruct, which they try to do to me a lot via gang stalking, mentally tormenting, and like this humiliation. Like I said, oh, why you cook this? Why you cook that? Oh, you bought this for yourself. You didn't buy this for your hubby. Oh, you forgot to do this for that person. So now I will show. Oh, you did not serve your in-laws and you are coming here to do some exchange in the store. Now we'll tell the store people to put notice outside that we are not doing exchange here, our computers are not working, but we are still able to sell the items. If people want to purchase something, yeah, they can still purchase, but we don't, our computers are not working, so we accept only cash. But how are you ringing everything? How are you keeping the notes? Are you writing barcode in some news, in some on some book, that, oh, here, this is the barcode, this so and so person, here is the name here? I mean, how stupid is that? Who does that? If you are not accepting exchange and return thing, just to tell us, dictate me that no, you go back and you serve your in-laws. That is all they wanted to say. And that is why they did this entire street theater. A lot of these businesses used to take part, and a lot of humiliation was coming. And it wasn't me who wanted to do exchange and return. It was my sister-in-law. She wanted to go, and she wanted me to accompany her because she's not familiar with this area. And she doesn't have car to drive. She didn't have any car to drive. It was me. I had to take her to, exchange and all that. So yeah, this is how these people, oh, you going to a restaurant out at night, we cannot go out for a restaurant. Then they will have their gang stalking cars everywhere right outside my neighborhood. And it is so obvious. They will place right in the middle or on the side road. It is just parked with their headlights on, and it's so obvious. You can tell that they are, because in normal life I do not see it, no matter how many times or whenever I leave my house. But then you start to see it almost every other day at all these weird times, and it's not normal. You can tell. Then, so this is how a lot of humiliation was going on. So they tried to self-destruct me because I tried to commit little suicide kind of thing, because it was absolute too much torture going on with their gang stalking and all these synchronization. Now they are giving me shooting needle pain in my rectum, okay? But that didn't work for them. And even if you go to ex-FBI agent Gerald Sosby's Facebook page and everywhere, oh yeah, your redemption, because he tells me as I'm the target. Like, he talks as if he's the target, but to him, I am the target. Like, everything about targeting he talks about on his website is all about me, he talks. So even he said, oh, your redemption is good only if you kill yourself, you commit suicide. That's what he meant. Then sleeper assassination, they haven't done this with me, but yeah, I could tell that a lot of angerness had started because a lot of these and like I said, for rice they made me so much guilty that now I will go into this defense mode, or I will anger. And now since they started to give me shooting needle pain when I said rice, see, they still want to make the same issue. And then say if I'm in a nice mood to cook something nice in the evening, they will ruin my entire mood, these very people, from this continuous torture. And lot of I used to get so much guilt for every single thing, so much guilt that they used to that I almost felt like like what the heck. But back then I had no clue what the heck was going on, so I didn't have this ability in me to realize that these people are evil, because somebody's right now sitting remote viewing, and that person just has to either do something on the voodoo doll or something on the computer. If there are some implants in my rectum, in my hole, if there are implants or implants in my brain, then they have to do something in my brain for something to happen even in my rectum, right? Because I'm feeling shooting needle pain, or I'm feeling some sexual seduction in my vagina, or zapping in my vagina, or anywhere. So either there's something in my brain, or it is coming purely from voodoo, right? So sexual slave mind programming, this is also, like I said, they had sensitized me with this guy, ex-FBI agent Gerald Sosby. And I already uploaded the video how they synchronize, like I said, the entities, they synchronize events. So 14th Feb, and they place a big cockroach there. So probably me cooking the falafel the night before and me dabbing the thing, and then to place cockroach on 14 Feb. You know, these people can synchronize everything. Like I said, this very guy says that these entities, they know the future. So when they want to synchronize, they want to give these subtle messages. This is how they synchronize it. That, oh, 14 Feb is coming, we'll place a cockroach and then immediately we'll give, sexual seduction to me to program me with this guy. This is all this was going on. Some mind control projects have created thousands of sleeper agents who can be post-hypnotically triggered at a future date to commit mass violence, okay, which could serve as a pretext for the totalitarian crackdown on our freedoms. Military abductees have also reported being raped by reptilian aliens who feed upon their fear, okay. So these reptilian aliens are nothing but, like I said, jinn and demons that these people invoke via witchcraft, because there was a black lady who had come on CNN, Anderson Cooper's show, and she said clearly that via witchcraft they can do astral sex, okay. So like I said, I've had very weird encounters with the spirits that they've invoked, and it almost like somebody's kind of raping or sexually seducing. It's very weird, like even not only in my sleep, I'm awake, I'm fully awake. Even when I'm initially when they started, I was in my kitchen and they will start doing something. It's around at 11 o'clock they will start doing something. Between 11 and 12 they used to do a lot when they initially started all this sexual thing with me. So I'm fully conscious, I'm fully awake, and still they can do it via witchcraft. Others lead double lives with one personality participates in covert military missions and would seem like science fiction to other personalities. So like I said, once they start this seduction thing, and it's so much my programming, like the mind will immediately go in that direction, because it's almost like somebody's doing it in reality. It's so hard to explain, but there's nobody around. So, and that is one thing. And the other thing they do is, like I said, all these dictation thing, and they twitch my muscles at a particular time, or they give me electric shock, or pulling off my eardrum, or ringing in my one ear, or pulling my one eardrum, or giving cuts on just one side, or burning my hands like they're burning right now on the right side of my hand. I don't know, they're burning right now a little bit. So this is how they'll just start doing something on the other. Now let's go up and why can't aliens stay in our physical environment for prolonged time? And he just says that it requires energy. These aliens, they require energy. And so a lot of us people, let's see if I can find where he was staying. See, reptilians don't know here. This is very important. These hyperdimensional manipulations can include, let me go a little bit here. The lack of physicality affords aliens many advantages and disadvantages. As an advantage, etheric technology is 4-dimensional. Now they started to give me shooting needle pain in my rectum as I'm speaking this, as I'm reading this. As an advantage, etheric technology is 4-dimensional and beyond the strictures of our linear time. So reptilians, Nordics, Greys can see and operate within our possible past, present, and future realities simultaneously within limits. Like I said, they can see past, present, and future, and so when they do this witchcraft, all these Illuminati people, these spirits, they tell them what is going to happen. in future. And so probably they are so confident that, oh, they're gonna kill Jesus Christ when he comes. And so, these people are roaming so freely without, any concern or without any fear. Or else these people should be have fearing right now. Oh, we don't want to have an antichrist here come here, because then in 7 years everybody will die, right? I don't know. I don't see fear on their face. Combined with their calculated strategy, they are thus capable of engineering very complicated and far-ranging manipulations of a hyperdimensional nature. These hyperdimensional manipulations can include changing the past in small and seemingly trivial ways to significantly affect the choices of targeted individual makes in the present. Who is a targeted individual? TIs like me. So they change the past little bit here and there in such trivial ways that it significantly affects my present. So like I said, all the synchronizations that even my family used to do with, sending me WhatsApp messages. Like yesterday, I gave an example that I was out of blue. I was just watching this Hindu mythology on YouTube, and how my family member just sent me a message on Hindu mythology. So something, and this will go on every day. Not, this was just one example, but when this goes on every day, even from the cooking to even from what I was watching, out of the blue, I'm watching something out of the blue, which is not my normal thing, and these people start synchronizing. Or even when I go to the stores, say I spoke about something that, oh, I want this, or I was probably looking into buying a particular product, and the product will be right at the door. This is how so much tweaking will go on. So are they even tweaking the minds of the other people around these very entities? Because that is what David Icke said, that these entities, and even Tanutsudan says that all these entities are, they've hacked people's minds so much that they are within these matrix systems, and they are kind of slave already, and people are not even realizing it. And this is exactly how they do synchronizations, like I said, to make accident of my hubby or myself. How I told you how they synchronize, because they tweak my mind and obviously the others, whoever is involved in that accident, and to synchronize that event at a particular time. So this is how they change past, present, and future. Combined with their calculated strategy, they are thus capable of engineering very complicated and far-ranging manipulations of a hyperdimensional nature. These hyperdimensional manipulations can include changing the past in small and seemingly trivial ways to significantly affect the choices of targeted individual makes in present. Reptilians don't know which choices we will make, and they cannot change the choice we have already made out of free will. But they can see and change everything else. So, for example, just yesterday, I believe, or day before yesterday, yeah. I was running short on milk, and when we had gone out, and I thought that I'll bring milk when we'll get home, but I did not bring milk, and now I had enough milk to fill probably 1.5 cups or something like that. So that was enough to last for the next day. Now that I didn't bring milk, and I had milk. Oh, now they started to give me shooting needle pain. See, in my rectum. See how they want to make issue about that. So, oh, you did not bring milk? Oh, now I'm gonna give you shooting needle pain in your rectum. Okay. Anyways, let me focus. So what they did was, I made that day. The next day, I made something where I will require milk, with it was like Indian tortilla kind of thing I made. It was with the spice and, pickle and all. And then I like to drink just the milk with it. And usually I never drink milk with like the food I cooked, it doesn't require milk for most part. That is not normal. So you see how, because there was less milk, now they tweaked my vicinity in such a way that I thought to make that particular dish, which I was to serve to my hubby, but then the two tortilla that was left, I wasn't to eat the dish that I had prepared for my hubby. So for me, I had prepared the two tortilla which I would eat with the pickle, but then I would need milk for it with it. So this is how they tweak something. Oh, you're running low on milk and you don't want to go out to get the milk and you're planning to go tomorrow morning. Okay, I will, do something where I wanted to save the milk basically, And so they tweaked the little reality in a way that I will actually consume the milk. So this is how even my mind is being tweaked like this. Although I had free will of not going, at that particular time. So now these entities will tweak something where they will have me drink milk, otherwise I wouldn't have actually drank it, because usually for the food I cook doesn't require milk. So like I said, I've noticed this so many times. Even if I was watching a movie where this actress, now they're giving me little shock on the right side of my brain. You see how they still want to make issue about it? Of the same, oh, why you didn't go and get the milk? Because we had enough that would last for next day in the morning. And my hubby doesn't even get up until lunchtime, and usually, although I did have enough milk for him too, even if he needed it. But yeah, I did go and get the milk the next day. But all I'm saying is this is how they tweak. Now, I was watching this movie where this actress, she was in love with someone and then she backed off or something, and then the guy put acid on her face and she was all burned, all face distorted and all that. So it was a case of acid attack. And so after I'm done watching that movie, I went to warm the oven, and the way I placed the watermelon, I wanted to place watermelon for a night or something, so that it ripens nice. And so when I was taking out my hand, I told you they can tweak, they can do everything. Even some items sometimes falls from my hand. I'm like, how did it fall? Because I was holding it so firm. How can it fall? And I don't have any other mental or neural problems, but I know when they do it, it's induced, it's artificial. CIA guy himself has said that if he wants that a woman is holding a hot coffee cup, and if he wants it to spill on the woman, he will twitch or tweak or jerk her hand, that the thing will just she won't be able to hold the cup, so the cup will fall on her and she will get burned. CIA Robert Duncan guy himself has said this, so I know what is normal and what's not normal, or what is induced. So I know when I was trying to place the watermelon, then trying to take my hand out, instead of doing this motion, I don't know how it got like little up like this. It was weird. Why would I go all the way up where the grill is, and this finger touched the grill, and I had a lot of this burns here. So like I said, just because I watched this acid attack thing, now they want to synchronize that thing with my burning, and so they immediately did this. And this, so many synchron, like I said, even with the car accident, I have given many examples before, that how, oh, you gonna we were from the lane, and although I did not got struck with the car, because I noticed from the blind view. But we cars are so fast, right, in two lanes. I'm trying to go, but I saw the blind view and I didn't go over here, and I immediately maintained my lane. But this guy who's coming here probably thought, it's very instinct and it's very obvious that even I will honk. So he just honked just to make me aware that. And so I didn't go all the way there. But so to repeat that, to synchronize that event, they had somebody come in between the two cars. Who comes between two cars when you're driving like this? And so that guy hit us from the side and he went. And so this is how they synchronized that event. Same thing went for my hubbies when they gave accident to him. Oh, you gonna talk about your hubby and his driving skills? Now we're gonna give accident. Oh, see, he doesn't know how to drive. This is exactly what the synchronization they keep doing with me and my family members. This is exactly how they gave they had my father-in-law and mother-in-law fall down and gave a fracture to my mother-in-law in her ribs. So while they cannot easily violate the free will of a spiritually resilient person, they can bias his choices by tweaking the circumstances. You see, they were continuously attacking, the devil is continuously attacking me for the synchronization and super interrogation purpose. So physically harming me, my family members, obviously for everyday torture that they give, from electric shocks to shooting needle pains to cuts to virtual reality dreams to sexual seduction to all these things that they continuously do with me, is another torture. And of course then comes the synchronization and super interrogations, with me and my family members. That is another torture. Then also he even goes about talking about the he then even talks about the alien implants are placed. And then he also talks about the hybrid program. Some hybrid among us already being passed off as indigo children. Now these indigo children are nothing but star seeds. Okay, I've been saying that that we are the star seeds. So they call us like these indigo children, though not all indigo children are hybrids. The hybrids most successfully following their intended programming act like little psychopaths who have contempt for humans and possess acute intellectual and psychic powers to support their ambitions. It is these qualities that make them fit for eventually ruling over humanity in obedience to their alien superiors. Who are these alien superiors? They're freaking Lucifer and all that. Yeah, Lucifer and is that better? Yeah. Jinn and demons. And so obviously he even talks about New World Order. So their solution is to place humanity under the leadership of a genetically engineered master race of alien human hybrids. So who is alien? Jinn and demons, negative spirits, and human hybrids. These hybrids surpass us in intellectual and psychic abilities, and they do not suffer from the weaknesses of human nature, such as empathy and the longing for individual freedom. While maintaining control, they will then interbreed with the human population to infuse these genetic characteristics into humanity at large. Thus, in the end, mankind will be biologically predisposed towards subservience to the alien empire, alleviating the empire of having to expend unnecessary resources. Now they are again giving me shooting needle pain in my rectum. So I don't know, whatever problem they had right here, predisposed towards subservience to the alien empire, alleviating the empire of having to expend unnecessary resources and forcing their control. At that point, will be locked into bondage, and the alien agenda will have reached its conclusion. And then he also talks about how these hybrid looks: low forehead, small chin, triangular face, large eyes, slim, androgynous bodies. It wasn't too long ago that hybrid look would have been considered disturbing and unhealthy, but today the trend has been toward the sexualization of these characteristics. So yeah, he talks a lots and lots about the same targeted individual stuff, that how this, he also talks about the same cabal that Dr. Richard Boylan talks about in his StarSeeds right here. That is Dr. Richard Boylan talking about StarSeeds, and even he uses the word cabal, cabal, cabal everywhere. Okay, that there we go, cabal. So he talks about the same thing, that how these very Delta Force, they cannot take, you know, these psychic and paranormal abilities of these targets, and they want to counter it, and so they use all these psychotronic and directed energy weapons on the targeted individuals, because we are the threat to their UFO cover-up, and it is necessary to round up the StarSeeds because we could cause the cabal trouble. And so that is what is going on. It's not about my oil, rice, you know, lentils or tortilla or Mexican food, Chinese, Italian. It's not about Chinese and Italian food. It's about their alien agenda going on. Their hybrid agenda is going on to round up the StarSeeds because we are the threat to their UFO cover-up. And that is, it is all about their alien agenda. It has nothing to do with my cooking or any of my family members. Okay? So this BS is going on, and now I'm glad that they are getting